topic would be plate tectonics. So plate tectonics just show the interaction of these little, not little, these big lithospheric plates. So if you guys are familiar with Alfred Wegener and his continental drift, that's related to plate tectonics. And if you are not familiar, that is basically, that basically shows that different plates are moving. So originally all the continents were together, a continent called Pangaea, and they gradually moved apart along these little boundaries. And the way, and the way this was, the evidence for this is that you can see it over here from between the South America and Africa. They kind of look like they match up, and scientists have also found fossils of the same organism on both of these, and the organism is not likely to have like swum across this entire ocean. So scientists concluded that this was likely because these two continents were once together. So plate tectonics is the result of these lithospheres moving on top of the mantle, or this little, not little, this is actually the largest part of the Earth. This is very not to scale. So the lithosphere is formed and the top layer of the mantle, and that is sliding around on the asthenosphere, which is the next layer of the mantle. And if you recall from earlier, I mentioned in the Earth's spheres, there's the geosphere, and that's also known as the lithosphere. So that's just a similar naming thing. The geosphere usually does not refer to this, though, the plates. So there are three main plate boundaries. There's convergent, divergent, and transform. So convergent plate boundaries are when two plates go towards each other, and this usually results in a subduction zone. So subduction is when one plate is forced underneath the other plate, and this can end up resulting in a trench in between because there's a little dent here. And what happens to this plate that's gone under? It usually melts and becomes part of the mantle. And divergent plate boundaries are in this diagram. So the plates are moving apart, and the mantle can actually come up and fill in this like empty space. And this is what's responsible for seafloor spreading. So that's part of continental drift, as I mentioned earlier. So the seafloor, you can actually observe there's a mid-ocean ridge that forms in this area, and you can observe that the rocks are younger here as compared to outside, and that can do that with like magnetic things. And so this was evidence for the divergence at the plate boundary. And the last boundary is transform. So the plates are moving kind of across, like they slide side by side. And this is actually responsible for many earthquakes, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So here's just convergent plates in more detail. So there are two types of crust. There's oceanic and continental. So oceanic crust is made up of basalt, and if you recall from earlier, that is the extrusive, mafic extrusive rock from earlier. And continental crust is made up of granite, which is the felsic, intrusive rock from earlier. And actually is denser than granite. So when there's oceanic crust meeting continental crust, it actually, it always is that the oceanic crust subducts under the continental crust because it is more dense. And when this happens, the water from the oceanic crust can actually get heated, and this can help result in volcanoes on the continental side. And another type of plate would be the convergence of two oceanic plates. So even though they're both made of basalt, there's one plate that is denser or will be forced under the other one. This usually has something to do with how old the plate is, I assume. And again, with the water, it can form a volcano or eventually an island of different volcanoes. And the last type of boundary would be the convergence of two continental plates. So usually what happens is the plates get, they kind of crumble in on each other, and that forms a mountain range. So here's just a nice diagram that explains like a lot. It might look kind of daunting, but I'll explain it. So the main reason for the motion of the tectonic plates is mantle convection, which is these things, these arrows. So convection is the type of heating of fluids. So if you recall from the earlier diagram, at the very bottom was the core. So the core is down here, and it is hotter than most of the mantle. So the mantle that is near the core will get heated, and when it's heated, it will become less dense, so it will rise. And once it rises, it starts to cool because it's farther from the core, and it will cool and become more dense until eventually it sinks back down. So this results in something called a convection cell. And so you can see these two convection cells are pulling the crust apart at this point. And here is the mid-ocean ridge. Okay, I'll just go from left to right. So here is the subduction zone between two oceanic plates. So this forms a volcano, as I said earlier, and this is actually called a composite or a stratovolcano. And over here is a hotspot or mantle plume, area where the mantle is heated a lot, so it comes upward. It can form a shield volcano. And here is a transform plate boundary. You can tell because the mid-ocean ridge is actually separated at this point. So that means the plate was, the plates were moved side to side. And this is oceanic and continental convergence. And this also forms a composite or stratovolcano. So that's the same as the oceanic boundary. And over here, at the very side, there is a continental rift, and that is the divergence of two continental plates. So the middle part actually kind of sinks down because there's actually land there instead of the mantle coming up for the two oceanic plates. And this will be a nice segue into my next topic.